welcome to my channel. As a refresher, I conduct honest reviews of strictly clean beauty brands. I created this channel as I felt that there's a need for a central space for people to visit and view reviews of only strictly clean beauty brands. So when you're on my channel, you will have that peace of mind. And today I thought it would be fun to go over Manicurist, kind of like a full manicure with Manicurist. So I purchased their Discovery Kit, and this retails for $49 right now, and it's a full kit. And in the kit it has, as you can see here, it has the nail prep, base coat, nail polish, top coat, and the dry drops. So I thought this would be fun as like kind of an introduction to this brand, to kind of do the full steps of a manicure and kind of test the wear, do like a little bit of a wear test. So a little bit about this brand. On their About Us on the website, it says a female founded family story. So everything started in Paris in 1996 when her mom opened Manicurist, her first professional nail salon. Immersed in this world, she began to observe long conversations between women and notice some of the common concerns: little time for self-care, disappointment with classic nail polish, damage from gel application and removal. So she worked with a handful of luxury brands, and then in 2016, she took over the Manicurist business, and her goal was integrating her passion for color, experience in luxury fashion, and focus on health and sustainability. She wanted to keep the pleasure associated with the self-care moment, whether in a salon or at home, with this first green and clean alternative to gel polish. It was a big challenge, but I'm happy to say we achieved the products we are always dreamed of. So yeah, I love that. I love that it's like a mother-daughter situation. I think that's so sweet to kind of carry on that family legacy, and I'm excited to try it. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this. Compliments of Amazon. A little unboxing happened during the shipping, so let's just continue that on. Just gonna open this up. Just gonna make a little cut here. Cut here. Perfect. Okay. Just slide this out. Perfect. I guess that's kind of what it will look like. So here we have the nail prep. Let's see. I'm assuming these are going to be, yeah, the drying drops with a little dropper. And then we have the base coat. I gotta say, I love the packaging. It's very chic. Ooh, yeah, this is a good red. The nail polish, I purchased the Poppy Red kit, and that's just like a perfect summery red. And then this is going to be your top coat. So let's get this out of the way. And then they have some instructions in here, if you can see them a little bit, but we'll just use the instructions per the website, as they're a little bit easier to read. And if I want to put everything back in the box, I'd rather not open this. So, LOL. Anyway, so I have some cotton swabs here, or cotton wipes here to kind of prep our nails. And before I got started, I went ahead and pushed my cuticles back a little bit, and I did file my nails to like my liking. So let's see. Let's quickly, I just want to say this company is vegan. It has a 12-free formula and up to 84% plant-based ingredients. They're cruelty-free, made in France, and they really focus on their sustainable packaging. And on their website, which I love, they provide all packaging and recycling information under their sustainable packaging section for each of their products. So I just love that. So let's get started. So on their website, step 1, it says degrease each nail using the nail prep. After preparing your nails, hydrate each nail with a cotton pad soaked in nail prep to remove any traces of impurities or grease. So let's go ahead. It's like a little fuzzy over here, but let's go ahead and open this. This little twist top. I will say too, all of these are glass. Like this is glass, these are all glass, which I love. I'm gathering a little bit of a smell here. It's not harsh. It smells very natural, and it's almost like a little bit floral with like a tad of like summer. It smells good. And honestly, this being nail prep, I thought it would have like a stronger smell. So like having this very faint, almost like floral, nice smell is inviting. I like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this pad soaked in a little bit, and then I'll just go nail by nail, making sure that I'm focusing on the sides, the edges, the whole nail. And I will say that when I read about this like nail prep, I assumed like how it is typically when you prep your nails, like if you're doing them at home, like I run a little bit of nail polish remover on my nails so they are clean, to give the nail polish like even more of a chance to kind of stick on there and stay longer. So this being a nice light natural scent is so much better than using the nail polish remover, because it's, you know, it's so intense. So this is actually a treat. I like that. So trying to do the edges too. Okay, so now my nails are prepped. Let's go to step 2. So it says apply a thin layer of base coat to protect and strengthen your nails, as well as to improve the wear of your green polish. So let's go with the base coat. And then I'm just gonna go ahead. Ooh, that's like really on there, but that's good. That's exactly what I need. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take any excess off, and get started. I'm gonna work quickly here. And of course, like a big pro tip is to like seal the edge of your nail. If you have a little bit too much on, just move to the next nail. I like the base coat too because it's almost like a little test run. And it being clear, it's like you can make little mistakes if you can make like little mistakes. So it kind of gives you the feel of like the brush and things like that. So I kind of like, it's ideal to use a base coat, but it's also like a nice little test run. Just gonna go ahead and keep doing that. A couple more nails to go. This smells a little bit stronger, like your traditional nail polish, I will say. But I can't smell it when I'm just working on it. I can only smell it if I bring it up to my nose. But it's not like, it's not piercing to your nose. So there's the base coat. Okay, so we're 2 steps done and I haven't spilled anything yet. Knock on wood. Okay, let's go to step 3. So apply 2 thin coats of green polish to color your nails. So this is where we bring in the poppy red. I'm just gonna give it a quick shake. And let's go ahead and open it. I'm so excited to try this color. Okay, so let's go in Start with my pinky. I'm gonna go with like the least amount of nail polish on there, just for the base, the initial coat. And then of course, don't forget to seal your nail. Wow, this color is beautiful. I feel like I still have enough on my brush. Go in with the second nail, close it off. Ooh. Okay, I am starting to love. Okay. So everyone has their own technique, I'm sure, to paint their nails, but I like to go in very like with a very light coat. Even like this being, okay, I'm just gonna stop myself. Even with this being the first coat, this looks like a second coat. This is so saturated and such a beautiful color. It's like you don't have to wait for it to see the full color, what it's gonna look like. Like this is beautiful. So anyway, back to my technique. I just make sure there's like a little bit more on the one edge of the brush. I kind of tap it a couple times, clean this side. So this side doesn't have a lot and this side has the color. Then I go about halfway and then I push up to my cuticle to get that like rounded coverage. And then I swipe through and then close the nail. So it gives it like a little bit more of like a professional look rather than going stripe, stripe, stripe. And then any imperfections in like the swiping, like we'll fix that on the second go, but I think this looks really good right now. Also, I will say it's really easy to glide. Obviously it's new, so it's not chunky or anything, but it's really nice and easy to apply. Trying to make it look even and nice. And then we have like an oopsie here. Just gonna go ahead, take that off. Just gonna rub it in the nail prep. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Okay, let's go in with this side.
Okay, so this is the first coat. Looks beautiful.
All right, let's go in with the second coat. Let's see. And it dried pretty quickly, I will say. So let's go in with the second coat. Okay. Second coat is done. I'm just gonna seal this before I spill it. Looks beautiful. I did make some mistakes. Couple here, couple there. But honestly, overall, for it not being from a nail salon, this looks beautiful. And look at the shine. There's so much shine already. And that top coat's not even on. So this being this shiny right now in this color, I feel like it's just so beautiful and such like a perfect fun summer color. Really cute. Okay, so it's gonna take a tiny little feel, and it feels like it is ready for the top coat. So let's go to step 4, and it says apply a thin layer of top coat sunshine. It says high shine, long wear. Okay, and then it says to seal in the green color and achieve a gel-like shine without a lamp, which is why I chose this too. Oh my gosh, this is hard to open and I don't want to mess up my nails. Oh my gosh, really hard to open. Okay, so maybe before you paint your nails, try to open these a little bit and give yourself a little bit of a go. So here I go in with the top coat. Seal it. Make sure you seal it. That's so important. You want your manicure to last and not peel back. This top coat is going on so smoothly. I'm feeling more free, not on edge to like make a mistake. But wow, look at that shine. Gorgeous. So here it is with the top coat, and here this hand doesn't have the top coat on it yet. It's still like so shiny. We can tell there's a little bit more shine here on the top coat. Okay, let's do the last hand. And I'm not gonna go too crazy with it being absolutely perfect. I feel like sometimes if you wanna take like a nail polish remover and get that little edge, it's gonna end up like migrating a little bit, and it's almost better to just let it kind of come off on its own. So I'm just gonna let that be because it's not that big of an issue. Okay. Gorgeous. I have to say, it's been really easy to kind of apply this. I know I made a little kind of bumps, you know, not perfect on some areas, but you know, those will come off. And it's good enough in my opinion. Let's go ahead and close this. So cute. Okay, so we are ready for step 5. And it's the drying drops. So apply a drop of drying drops to each nail for accelerated drying that nourishes the nail and cuticles. Do not touch the nail until the polish is completely dry. Okay, so this whole time, every time I was ready to make a new, like another swipe through with whatever step we were on, the nail was drying very quickly, which is nice to see, but honestly, this is great to have. Let's go ahead and open this. Ooh, which is also tight, but not as tight as the top coat. So let's go ahead and take this out. And it says it's a little dropper, so I'm gonna go ahead and push that down. Oh, cute. Look at how cute that is. A little dropper. Okay, so I haven't used dry drops in like so many years. I'm kind of excited. So we'll go ahead, push this down, get it out, and then here. Just gonna put one drop on each nail. I feel like the fear too using dry drops, in my opinion, is I don't want it to create any bubbling in the polish, which has happened to me in the past with other companies many moons ago. So that's why I never really like stuck to using them. I just kind of moved on from them. Okay, so that was easy. And these have a nice scent too. It's very natural and it's almost like calming. It's a really good scent. It's not overwhelming by any means. And this is the finished product. It's kind of like a nice, bright, orangey summer red, which I am just obsessed with. And you can tell the dry drops, I mean, they're already migrating everywhere around my cuticle, around my fingers. That's kind of like, it feels good because you want to nourish your nails after, you know, adding all the polish and things like that. So this is amazing. I'm literally, look at how smooth it is. It is just gorgeous. Okay, let's do a little test. Feels dry. I don't see any bubbles whatsoever. I'll do another view of my nails. I don't know how good this is. I'm doing my best to keep them in the sunlight to get like a natural view of the color. So yeah, so far this is beautiful. I'm gonna be in New York for a week for work, and this is gonna be the ultimate test. Let's see how long it lasts. Today it's it's April 27th. It's a Sunday, so I will check back beginning of May on next Sunday, and we'll see kind of how this looks. See if it kind of stands up to the test. So they say up to 7 days. So I guess we'll see. So here we are, the evening of day 2, and I will say I did notice on my left hand the index fingernail and my thumbnail started to show a little bit of chipping, and this definitely gave me pause. I just felt like this is only day 2, what's to come. I had a whole week to get through, so it did give me a little bit of pause, a little bit of nervousness, but keep in mind that morning and early afternoon I was traveling, so in and out of airports, washing my hands a lot, and this picture was taken after I checked into the hotel and showered, washed my hair, that kind of thing. So definitely didn't give this manicure any grace that day. So I will say I was a little nervous and kind of waiting to see how the following days kind of looked. And here we are, the evening of day 3, and I will say the chipping that started the day prior on my index fingernail and my thumbnail didn't seem to budge, and I didn't see any additional chipping or signs of chipping on the other nails, so the fear that I was kind of getting the day prior was, what am I in for? Is it going to continue to chip? But on the evening of day 3, I felt definitely a little bit of calm and peace come over me that, you know, maybe we will make it through the whole week. And as you can see, the color is still very vibrant. It still has a lot of high shine. So I did feel a little bit more confident for the days to come. And here we are, the evening of day 4. And I started to notice on my left hand, the middle fingernail started to chip a little bit on the side. But again, I did notice a little bit more chipping on the index finger and a little bit kind of receding on the thumbnail. And if you look really closely on my right hand, the index fingernail and the middle fingernail is starting to recede a little bit from the edge of the nail there. And here we are, the evening of day 5, and I will say it almost looks almost identical as it did the day prior on day 4. There's a little bit additional chipping on that middle finger on my left hand, and just the tiniest bit of receding on the right hand. So not too big of a change here. And here we are, the evening of day 6, and I think the manicure was like, okay, I give up. It's been too long. Keep in mind, on day 6, I did travel home, in and out of airports, Ubers, washing my hands, that kind of thing. So I think that just really did in to my manicure. I think you can see on the left hand, the thumbnail receded a little bit more, the index fingernail, and definitely the middle fingernail. The other 2 fingers, they still look great. They're thriving. And then again, on the right hand, that's where we saw the most amount of chipping. It almost mirrors the left hand at this point. You'll see the chipping on the thumbnail, index fingernail, and middle fingernail. But to be expected, those are kind of the fingers and thumbs that, you use the most. So at this point, I felt like we nearly made it to the 7-day mark. This is the evening of day 6. If we made it to the morning of day 7, that would have brought us to a full week, Sunday to Sunday. So overall, I think it performed fairly well considering how much I was washing my hair every night, in and out of airports, washing my hands constantly. I think that this really did well. And you can see it's still high shine. The color is still very vibrant. And I will say, technically, we didn't make it all the way to day 7, but I did want to shed a little bit of light on that. I probably would have left it. However, I did have a event that I needed to be at that morning. So what I did was I took the red poppy nail polish. I touched up the areas that needed to be touched up. I let them dry for about a minute or so, and then I went through and did the top coat, and I used the drying drops again. Honestly, it looked so good, and it was such an easy fix, and the color blended literally perfectly. So that was kind of nice to kind of take care of in the morning and then get out the door and go. So yeah, I am definitely impressed with how this manicurist manicure performed. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. And I would love it if you could like and subscribe. And I sincerely appreciate you joining me on this journey. Thank you.